On May 2, 2024, the Secretary of the Air Force, Frank Kendall, climbed into the front seat of a modified F-16 and did absolutely nothing for the entire flight. That was the point. The aircraft was being flown by an algorithm. This was the DARPA Air Combat Evolution Program, and it was the first time a sitting Secretary of the Air Force handed his continued existence over to a piece of software and then had to just sit there and think about it. This is X-62A VISTA, Variable In-Flight Simulator Test Aircraft. To the untrained eye, it looks like a standard F-16 with an identity crisis and a fresh paint job. In reality, it is a flying laboratory that has spent 30 years having its internal organs replaced with increasingly experimental technology, which is a fairly normal Tuesday at Edwards Air Force Base. During the ACE program Dogfights conducted in 2023, the AI-controlled VISTA flew within visual range engagements against a human-piloted F-16. Nose-to-nose passes, vertical maneuvers that tested the structural limits of the airframe. The AI was not politely keeping up. It was making tactical decisions, specifically around managing energy states, faster than any human pilot could respond. The safety pilots never once had to hit the kill switch. The AI just won, cleanly. The X-62A is the most important aircraft you have never heard of, because everything the next generation of autonomous combat aircraft will be able to do, it learned here first. Before it was the X-62A, this specific airframe was known as the F-16D VISTA. In the early 1990s, the Air Force was fixated on thrust vectoring. The idea was simple: point the engine exhaust in different directions to make the aircraft maneuver in ways the aerodynamics alone couldn't achieve. The program was called MATV, Multi-Axis Thrust Vectoring, and it involved grafting a General Electric F-16 nozzle onto the aircraft, controlled by 3 massive hydraulic actuators, providing 17 degrees of pitch and yaw vectoring. On paper, this is incredible. In practice, it introduced a hazard known as nozzle-induced engine stall. Here's what that means. If the nozzle moved too aggressively during a high-alpha maneuver, it could cause a back pressure spike into the engine core. The engine, mid-flight, already stressed, already doing its best, would choke. A flameout would follow. Test pilots like Joe Lanny flew with an emergency blowdown system specifically designed to center the nozzle instantly if the engine sensors detected a surge. Thrust vectoring was mechanically complex, maintenance-intensive, and capable of ending your afternoon without warning. It is a significant reason why the F-35 program ultimately chose to focus on aerodynamic software rather than heavy vectoring hardware. The VISTA learned this the hard way, so the rest of the fleet didn't have to. While the VISTA was busy exploring the upper limits of how many things could simultaneously go wrong with an engine nozzle, it was also quietly working on something that would later save 13 human lives. This is the Automatic Ground Collision Avoidance System, Auto-GCAS. The development mission was straightforward and deeply uncomfortable. Fly the aircraft directly at the ground at Edwards Air Force Base at realistic dive profiles and find out if the software could pull out in time. Somebody had to sit in that cockpit. They did it repeatedly. This is considered normal at test pilot school. The system works by continuously comparing the aircraft's trajectory to a terrain database. If the math says impact is imminent and no pilot input is correcting the problem because the pilot is unconscious from G-induced loss of consciousness, which is a dignified term for the pilot blacked themselves out, Auto-GCAS takes control, rolls wings level, and executes a 5G recovery. Pilots did not love the idea of a computer deciding when it was appropriate to take the controls. There were legitimate concerns about the system activating inappropriately during low-altitude combat maneuvering. The VISTA was used to precisely map the margin between a correct activation and an unnecessary one, what engineers called the buffer zone, by simulating different flight conditions and pilot incapacitation scenarios until the system was transparent. Lockheed Martin officially credits Auto-GCAS with 12 saves and 13 pilots. One save involved a 2-seat F-16, where both occupants had lost consciousness. In late 2022, the VISTA underwent what could charitably be described as a complete brain transplant. The legacy 1980s-era analog simulation computers were removed and replaced with the SACS, System for Autonomous Control of Simulation. This is the hardware that made the AI testing possible. Within the same month it was first activated, machine learning agents were flying the aircraft. Over 21 test flights conducted between December 2022 and September 2023, AI agents developed by companies including Shield AI, Episci, and Physics AI were switched in and out in flight, each running different algorithms, each being evaluated against the same adversary. The total logged flight time across this campaign exceeded 17 hours. More than 100,000 lines of flight-critical software were changed during this period. The pace of iteration was, by aerospace standards, aggressive. There was a persistent persistent undercurrent of tension in the cockpit that nobody was advertising in press releases. The AI agents were making control surface inputs that the F-16 flight manual would classify as inadvisable. The AI had no familiarity with the flight manual. It had no particular interest in what 1978-era engineers considered acceptable. It only understood the objective and the physics. If a maneuver improved the tactical outcome, the AI did the maneuver. Whether a human would have done it was not a variable in the calculation. Safety pilots like Lieutenant Colonel Marianne Carlin monitored a VSS trip screen constantly. If the AI commanded something that would overstress the airframe, the variable stability system would disconnect in 100 milliseconds, handing control back to the human, who was now in possession of an airplane that was halfway through a maneuver nobody had approved. Through all 21 flights, the pilots never had to activate the safety switch. The AI, despite its creative interpretation of the flight envelope, kept itself within the structural limits. It was making illegal-looking decisions that were, technically, legal. Being a safety pilot in the X-62A is a specific kind of psychological experience that flight school does not prepare you for. You are not flying, you are observing. You are a highly trained professional whose primary job function is to hover their hands near a stick and wait for something to go wrong. During the 2023 ACE dogfights, pilots described a phenomenon they called algorithm anxiety. The AI would make decisions that violated every heuristic a human pilot carries in their head. The most frequently cited example, the AI would intentionally fly through another aircraft's wake turbulence because the math indicated it provided a tactical advantage. To a human pilot, wake turbulence is something you brief students about. It is not something you fly into on purpose because you think you can use it. Pilots like Bill Lawrence described the experience as being a passenger in a car driven by someone who refuses to look at the road, is navigating entirely from sensor data, and appears to be winning. The X-62A has a second mission that has nothing to do with AI, and it is arguably just as strategically significant. Because of the variable stability system, the aircraft can reprogram its own control laws to physically fly like something else. Engineers can load the flight characteristics of foreign threat aircraft, the Russian Su-57 Felon, the Chinese J-20, including their mass distribution, roll rates, and specific aerodynamic tendencies. If a J-20 has a nose drop tendency at high angles of attack, that tendency gets coded into the VISTA. Students at the Air Force Test Pilot School and in exercises at the Nevada Test and Training Range then fly against an aircraft that handles exactly like the adversary they may someday encounter, while it continues to look like an F-16. At this point, you may be wondering, has this aircraft ever just tried to kill someone? The answer is yes, approximately. During a test flight in the early 2000s, the variable stability system experienced a hardover failure. It commanded a full deflection elevator input that nobody asked for. The aircraft began a violent, uncommanded pitch-up that threatened to depart controlled flight, stall the engine, and introduce the airframe to the concept of structural failure. The safety pilot hit the VSS disconnect, the red button on the side stick designed to instantly return the aircraft to standard F-16 flight laws. What happened next was not instantaneous. The legacy analog-to-digital converters, responsible for transferring control authority from the simulation system back to the original flight controls, introduced a lag. For several seconds, the pilot was attempting to override a computer that had not yet received the message that it had been overridden. This incident led directly to a complete redesign of the fail-safe architecture. The solution was a triple redundant analog bypass, hardwired physical connections to the actuators that the AI and simulation systems cannot touch, which the pilot can seize at any moment, regardless of what the software believes it is doing. The rule this established remains in effect for all current X-62A AI testing. The AI is never in control of the aircraft in any final sense. It is making suggestions to a system that a human can override faster than the AI can respond. The machine has discretion over the tactical problem. The human retains discretion over survival. If you found this video interesting, you can like it. There is a button for that. If you would like to see future videos, you can subscribe. There is also a button for that. Both buttons are in the same general area. I trust you will figure it out.